And we're live from Sierra Vista in another episode of What's Up at the Huachuca Art Gallery. I'm your host, Sean Yetarian, aka the Arizonan Yeti. And you know what? Here's the rub, folks. I come in early so I can try and clear my mind and figure out what I'm going to say to you all. I try to figure out what my opening remarks are going to be, what my closing remarks are going to be, and what sorts of questions I want to be asking the people that we're going to be talking with. And it's sometimes all revolves around what I put on that day. And you can see I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. Obviously, I love my Bills. The Bills, when they're doing well, all is good in the universe. We all have a love of one thing or another, something that inspires us, something that motivates us, something that makes us feel good. And right now, with my Bills being 7-2 as they go in to play the Indianapolis Colts this Sunday, I'm feeling pretty good about life and things. Well, there's a place that you can come where you can feel good about things all the time and just spend some time. And it's called the Huachuca Art Gallery at 1835 Paseo San Luis in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Some remarkable work. But you know, as you look at established artists with their work hanging on the walls, you have to ask yourself, oh my goodness, look at this work, such as this work from Tim Hurst, who's just one of the most established and most talented painters I think I know. And just remarkable stuff from established artists. And you say, well, how can I ever achieve anything like that? And that's part of what this episode is all about. It's not about these established artists whose work is for sale if you come in here. Everything you see up here is for sale, by the way. These people, like this guy right here, the Arizona Yeti, look at this amazing photography. Okay, I'll stop now. But, you know, we all got started somewhere, and we got started as students. I started at Cochise College in order to learn my craft about 8 years ago. And the thing is that not everybody starts when they've retired from the workforce. Some start at a very young age, and some do wait until they get older. And we're going to have a little conversation with these two wonderful ladies, Teresa Ebbs, as you know, from previous episode, and Darlene Wilkinson, who is responsible not only for teaching classes, she's also a student of some of these classes, and as well, she schedules many of these classes. So she has a very in-depth understanding about what goes into creating these classes so that you can come in here and start somewhere. It's that starting point that we're talking about, and it's that starting point that everyone doesn't even know where to begin. We can show you where to begin right here at the gallery. So we have a student show during the month of November. And this is a great time to come in and see where some of these students, we call them students, but I'll tell you what, some of the work that we're going to show you during this episode, you're going to say, they can't be students. There's no way that they just started learning how to do that stuff. And you'd be right in some cases. Some of these students are just loyal followers of the teacher that is mentoring them through. And we're going to start off by showing you a couple of paintings here. Look at this work. This is the teacher, the instructor is Joanne Berry. And you've seen her interviewed on Cool FM before. She is a remarkable teacher, and she has been doing this for years. Her students have been with her in many cases as many years as she's been teaching. And every year that we have the student art show, you can see nuances of improvement over the years as they've improved their craft, to the point that some of this stuff could be juried into this gallery and hanging on our walls, making them established artists as well. But they started at a point where they knew nothing and then developed their craft. So let's start with you, Darlene, because you've seen this now and you've taught this for quite some time. So what are some of the things that you've noticed when a new student walks into your classroom and knows nothing at all?
Well, you have to ask them what they know, and a lot of people maybe do pottery or jewelry, and they've never done art. So you have to teach them everything. Where the light comes in, shadows, how to draw things. Think of shapes and stuff like that. So it's interesting. I never thought that when I was teaching my class, I was going to have to teach art class. But that's exactly what happened.
So now you've been doing this for quite some time. And the one thing that I've noticed when I've looked at all of these pieces that are on display right here is many of the students happen to be already established artists. For instance, Martha Sprankle. Sure. She's an established artist. She does wonderful work. And her work is both in the Tombstone Gallery as well as here, and she is a very successful artist. And yet she is a student for
the watercolor
watercolor. So
this was a watercolor pouring class. And I think she had, 3 or 4 classes too. So she had 3 or 4 classes because if they were beginners, she wanted to start people like from the very beginning of watercolor and then take them through. But that was what happened, pretty cool.
So you might have a comfort zone, you think, until you decide to step outside of it. So if you think that you're already a great artist, you're a great artist as a genre that you've selected, but perhaps you might find another talent somewhere. And the one thing that I've noticed from artists is that once they have identified the basic fundamentals of art, color concept, shading, and that sort of thing, then moving into another style of art is not as difficult as it might have been if they were starting without all of that.
That is for some people. Some people know this. They can go from one medium to another, but some people just have this mental block. And they just don't think that they have to take a class because they don't believe that they can do it. It's amazing. I don't know why, but we all have different personalities, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what happens.
Absolutely. One, I wanted to bring up Amanda Brethard's work because Amanda, we had an interview with her several episodes ago, and she's a digital artist. And she does remarkable art using a computer. Well, she has begun taking classes to do oil painting. And this is an example of the work that she's doing. And I mean, take a look at that. And she only started this less than a year ago.
Yeah, but I think like Amanda can draw. I mean, because she did the digital art and you could see, you noticed what things are. She wasn't doing abstract in her digital art so much. And so she transferred, sure, she started off with photography. Okay, so she was learning how to, I don't know, I'm not a photographer, so, but she was learning how, I guess the
layers, I know. Yeah, brain cramp. I have senior moments all the time, Darlene. Don't worry about it.
Whatever it is, dividing it into threes and all that stuff, so she's taken it into this. Plus she's, whatever instruction she's gotten, so.
So you have this ability though to gives me hope because I'm a photographer. Who knows? Maybe I could take one of these classes and suddenly become the new Picasso or the new Rembrandt.
Right?
You never know. But when you take a look at some of this work that's on the wall, it's just incredible.
It is.
But these are very often they're adults who are looking for a way to express themselves. As you get older, you start looking for ways to not steal oxygen. And so you want to give back somehow. And so you find a way to broadcast your passion. And through art, that's a very viable way to be able to do that. But then there are some, on the other hand, that start off at a very young age. And some of the students that we have here are children. Nathaniel Zorot Russell, who I've interviewed a couple of times before, who gives children's class. Well, there's a couple of pieces here. And I was asking these ladies, Teresa and Darlene, what it is you look for when you see it. For instance, here's Amelia Shelton's art. It's called Yin Yang Dragons. And if you take a look at this, it is the yin yang symbol. Okay? Well, if you were to talk to this young lady, I believe she's 9 years old. If you were to talk to her and ask her what does that even mean, she could give you a complete in-depth understanding of the symbology of this yin-yang symbol. So not only has she figured out a way to show it through her art, but she has an understanding of what it means. So the question I have, Teresa, is what are some of the elements? So I'm a parent. Let's say I'm a parent of a child who's doing a drawing. What are some of the elements that I am looking for to identify whether or not they have some sort of a spark of talent for art? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I would say that one of the things to look for is if they constantly have a pencil in their hand or a crayon or a colored pencil and they're just sketching their little hearts out. That's a good sign that they're really interested in art, and it would be a perfect time to start getting them more involved with classes with Nathan to help them grow in their love of art. My son, he's a photographer, my youngest son, and that's a form of art as well. We noticed when he was waist high or lower, that he loved taking pictures. He would have pretend cameras going all around the house. And so we got him a little bitty camera. And to this day, he's now in his low 30, and he is a photographer. He loves it. And I encouraged him at every turn to keep it up.
Well, it's in the blood, too, for your family, isn't it? Because we were just talking about your husband who's been doing woodworking since he was young. Yes. And so he's also continuing that art, as a matter of fact.
Wood carving. His big passion right now.
So he showed me a piece in the back in the studio there. It's just amazing. It's amazing. But so a lot of these students' work start at a very young age, and it's so critical for us to be able to identify it and to encourage that in our children, so that they can progress and become whatever it is that they're going to become. Right. You never knew your son was going to be an avid photographer until he started playing with make-believe cameras and stuff.
You never know. And as soon as you find that little spark, and you see that little spark, encourage it. There are such wonderful pieces that these kids are putting out, and if they continue, they will be like these artists that are a little more advanced, and they will just bloom.
Well, and this one by Evan, which is Amelia's younger brother, he's, I believe, 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. He's very young. It sold. That's what the red tag means. And the person who bought it thought that it looked like an early Picasso. I can see that. When I saw it, what I thought was, that is the essence of rock and roll right there. That when I saw that, I could see that on a Guns N' Roses album cover right there. So it emotes. And if I was looking for talent in a child's ability, I would look for ways that art expresses itself to me as the viewer. And both of these pieces have an expression that you can feel the elements of what it is the child was trying to say. And I think you'll find that our children are very, very talented for the most part when it comes to their ability to broadcast their passion through these sorts of venues. So, but if you take a look at many of the other pieces here, and it just blows my mind, you'll see some intricate work. And I go back to Joanne Berry's classes because this Ruth Evans, she's posted her work here before, and every time she does, I'm like, why isn't she a member of this gallery? why don't we have her work all over it? Now,
Remember
please.
when we did the alcohol ink with Darlene, and we gave her a try at it. Here is another example of alcohol ink, much better than mine and Sean's. This is incredible. They turned it into scenery. We just had squiggles all over our paper.
Yeah, we did that interesting episode about 6 or 7 months ago, and I'm like, I even dressed nasty so that I wouldn't. I'll tell you what, that I wouldn't call what I did art, but it was definitely
abstract.
different. It was abstract art, I guess.
And
So
the thing is, we had a blast.
we did.
And that's what art is for,
We-
is to go to your happy place.
We had a blast, but look, this is controlled. I don't know how.
Like we did.
I don't
They
know
have to take
how
classes for a while
Karen
before they get there.
Bambarak was able to control that element to create a scene, but she was. So there's a distance. And that was your class, as a matter of fact, was it not?
Yeah, and everyone has to start like you guys started, right? Especially with alcohol inks, because watercolors are hard to control, but alcohol inks are worse. And so you have to learn how to control them, you know. And some people do. Some people want to do realistic. Some
Yeah.
people want to do abstract.
Mhm.
You know, more power to them. You know, whatever they want to do.
Well,
And again, if you've never picked up a brush or a pencil to really create art, but you want to give it a shot, this is the best time to try.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I did I gave my first attempt at watercolor, and I had a blast.
Right here, as a matter of fact, there's your watercolor.
I've
So
never
baby
done it
quail right
before.
there. So, and Sue Ziegler, another very established artist, a student. This is all student work, but these are very frequently done by established artists who are exploring outside of their comfort zones. I think that's really the key point that I'm trying to make here.
In fact, Sue is a paper quiller. So it's incredible, the piece
Yeah.
of watercolor art
really
that she
is.
just
Yeah.
created.
So absolutely, and so when you come back over here to this little nook, this corner right here, how hard was it, Darlene, to get Teresa to give her class?
It took forever.
Forever.
I had to twist her arm. But I'm telling you, she did the class great, and she has people that want to take another one. So
So absolutely. So the hummingbird class, here's one by Amanda again, and take a look at Amanda's work. She did a beautiful job on that hummingbird. And here's another one by Lisa Tabar. These are Teresa's students. So Teresa is a student, and she's also a teacher. And so that's one of the things that really makes this synergy of talent flow so well. And this is an established artist with the digital art becoming an established artist in watercolors and oil paintings and that sort of thing. So there are no boundaries. And that's a point. The only boundaries that we have on ourselves are the ones that we place there.
you know
And-
about that.
And so we have exceptional teachers and who also know how to be exceptional students. So,
right.
absolutely.
What's really amazing is that Sue Ziegler teaches this class here. It's paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then she did
The
that.
watercolor quill.
That's very different.
Yes.
It's very
it
different than
is.
picking up a brush.
Well, it's different from oils, which is what I usually do. And
Yeah.
I just had a blast doing it in watercolor and creating something totally different medium from
And you
what
don't
I'm
get
used
as
to.
dirty when you do watercolors, when you do oils.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, really?
That's what we're talking about. I'm not used to watercolors. But
Well,
we're having fun here, and we encourage any and everybody to come and join us. You don't have to be a member to take any of our classes or workshops.
mhm.
Just come and sign up. We'll show you where to sign up in a little bit, and have fun. That's what it's
Absolutely.
all about. And there's a Roadrunner coming in January.
So we've got all kinds of themes and venues and all kinds of opportunities for you to find that niche that you're looking for, that talent that you never knew you had. You know, I never knew that I had this thing for photography until I accidentally walked into the wrong classroom. So you never know until it happens, and it just sometimes just bites you right in the face. As we're going to walk back this way, and Todd is going to show you back to the established wall of artists. As you can see, many of these look at this vibrant color of this lizard, and Darlene is working very hard to get her to maybe give a class on that, how to do that sort of thing. Beautiful outside the box thinking with tiling and all kinds of stuff going on here. All of this stuff is for sale. And don't forget, I'm only showing you wall stuff. We also have pottery. We also have multimedia stuff. We have stained glass and jewelry. And what am I forgetting, ladies? I mean,
this
so
is a
much.
glass fuse class.
Mm-hmm. And so you never run out of options.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look
Look at this.
Right here.
Are
They
you
are
kidding
just
me?
adorable.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And I don't think I need to remind anyone here that this is November. And what does that mean? It means that December is right around the corner. What does that mean? It means that the holiday season is here. And if you haven't thought about gifts for loved ones and friends, this is an exceptional place to come and not only find that perfect gift for your special someones, but to also support these amazing artists who are expressing themselves in ways that are just amazing, remarkable.
Or you could give people a gift of a class, you know.
Absolutely.
You can always do that.
Now, Teresa, we're going to talk about upcoming events, and one of the things you're going to show us is this little demonstration area here.
Whenever you first come in the door, if you look right straight ahead of you, this is our cube of upcoming workshops and classes. So always check it out. It'll let you know what's coming up, and there's usually always an example of what the class will be showing. This one here, we're happy to have Janie back. She is giving her first workshop / paint party on Paint Your Pet. I said it right. And you'll just need to sign up, send her a picture of your pet, and she'll have it all prepared and ready to go come class time. But
So you can see we even have some holiday types of stuff in December. We're going to talk about this in the next episode. December is going to be our winter theme.
yes, we'll have our tree with ornaments, and our featured artist wall will then be Christmas theme. So it will have winter pieces of art, and it'll be so pretty.
Now,
Yes.
now you can see this is the entry door right here, but if you look right here, you'll see all of these folders, and all of those folders are for future classes, and you can see that we have several that are coming up. It's just a matter of coming in, identifying what it is you think you'd like to learn, signing up for it, and boom.
Yes.
Then all you need to do is show up. Let's walk over here to our favorite finishing point and give our closing remarks. What else are we missing, Teresa?
Well, we have our usual kids classes with Nathan, so don't forget about those. And we have Joanne Berry's oil painting classes.
And remember, Joanne Berry is the one who I showed you with the loyal following of students. Yeah, you need to come in and sign up soon if you want to be a part of that. I mean, look at the work that they're doing. Just incredible stuff. So there is a fine teaching talent right there.
And over on our table, we have an example of the Laura Rose is going to do that mixed media, which was the big painting there.
And that's some
And
of her
then-
work on the wall back
Yes,
there.
right behind the desk. And we also have the Christmas cactus with the 2 little snowmen. Holly Freeze is going to be doing that. And then Janie with her Paint Your Pet class. And in addition, if you're getting back into art or wanting to get into it and you've taken one of our classes and you want to expand on it, this is one of our open studio days. Thursday and Friday of every week is open studio from 11 to 4. Come and join us. There's always artists back there you can work with
Do they need to be a
and
member?
just have a good time. For the open studio, you do need to be a member. But for the classes, I want to stress, again, you do not have to be a member. Just come on in and sign up and have a good time.
Okay. Darling, are we forgetting anything?
Well, we have a lot of classes already. People are signing up to teach classes in January and February. And we're going to have a demo day in January. So people can come to that. And that's totally free. So especially after all the holidays, you don't want to have to spend a bunch of money, right?
Right. And that's another way, the demo day, to get a little dabble of
just
a piece of a type of art to do.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, ladies, thank you so much for spending time for this episode
It was fun.
of What's Up at the Huachuca Art Gallery. And I'll tell you, none of these classes better. I'll never sign up for a class on Sunday because my Bills are playing on Sunday. And so if you hear hooting and hollering and screaming from the middle of Sierra Vista, that'd be me screaming, saying, yeah, go Bills.
Okay, so in January, my class is on a Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Take that.
There's some arm twisting for you. I'll tell you what. I promise you I'll sign up for that class.
All right.
If I can do it, hello.
You can too.
You can too. All right, folks. I think we've pretty much run the course of what we wanted to talk about. The thing I was eager to remind you is that we are in crazy days here. Absolutely mind-blowing. You go outside, you look at the TV, it doesn't matter. All you see is a chaotic world that we live in. You want peace, you want meditation, you want quiet, you want comfort, you want inspiration, you want motivation. 1835 Paseo San Luis in Sierra Vista is where you need to come. You can find your gifts, you can find your inspiration right here within these walls. And tell them the Arizona Yeti sent you. Till next time, see ya.